Yo, what is up, dudes? Well, it must be Monday because we have a new guitar of the week. And we are featuring this week a brand we have featured before. Y'all ready for this? Right there, EVH. EVH is back in the house, in the basement in particular, as the guitar of the week. And it is, it's quite a guitar. I've been playing with it for the last little bit here. So, you all ready for this? Oh, I'll try and keep it down and off the camera in the big reveal. It is an EVH 5150 in a poplar burl finish, as you can see right there, right here. Very nice. Right here, there you are. Right there. Yeah. All right, let me move this over here, and let me just double check that we're going to get tones from this. Oh yeah, here we go. And we are in tune for the most part. Yeah, EVH 5150. It's been a great guitar. Such a late 80s sort of super strat. This is really based, if you're looking at it as I'm looking at it, off the 1984, you know, sort of offset banana headstock that they did at Kramer when Eddie was with Kramer, and sort of the same thing. Moving the pickup selector up here is new. I don't remember that being there. I remember it being down here. And, of course, adding the kill switch is also new. A 2024, you know, appointment. And what else can I tell you about it? Poplar body, maple neck, ebony fretboard. The tuners, which are great, are made by Godo. EVH branded, but they're made by Godo. It's a satin finish, which, you know, is a bit of a fingerprint magnet. All satin finishes are. It's sort of the nature of the beast. You got a three-way toggle, which to me is not wired correctly. They have it so that when you're down, you're in the treble. When you're up, you're in the neck. You know, bridge down, neck up. Which would be great if you had a Les Paul, but you have an EVH. EVH is supposed to reverse that. I almost reversed it before I came on here. Just loosen it up, spin it around, and then tighten it up again. You know, you don't have to desolder wires and then resolder wires. You just spin the thing around and tighten it back up. But I didn't have my little, there's a special tool to do this, so you don't scratch it. And I couldn't find it. So I was like, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to leave it like that. These are the El Nico 2 EVH pickups. The Wolfgang El Nico 2s. It is a very low friction pot, which I love. The volume pot is a normal friction, maybe even a bit of a high friction pot, which again, I kind of like that. It's an R3 nut with it, goes in from the back. And the one thing I really liked about this neck, I don't know if I can get it in one of these photos here. Yeah, maybe this cam. Is that it's quarter sawn. And companies don't do that like they used to. I miss quarter sawn. You know, quarter sawn, in theory, is a, you know, a more stable cut than a flat sawn. And I was like, I don't know why they don't do it. He goes, but I was talking to a friend of mine who's in the guitar industry, and he said you have to realize that when they used to do a quarter sawn, they would actually spin the log so they could get quarter sawn cuts. He goes, they don't do that any longer. They flat saw, but when you get to the middle, you get 2/4 sawn cuts just by the nature of the beast, right? Now you're cutting, whereas you cut down the center, you're going to get 2/4 sawn cuts right dead center, and then you're back to flat sawn again. He said, so they just always cut flat, and they pull the 2/4 sawn out. He goes, so it's really just a lower percentage, and that's why you don't see them nearly as much any longer, because they don't spin the log. They leave it flat. You get a bunch of flat sawn cuts, you get a couple of 1/4 sawn cuts, and then you get a bunch more flat sawn cuts. And then you like, it's in whatever, 90 to 10, 80, 20, 80% is flat sawn and 20% is 1/4 sawn. He goes, so it just costs more. They get more money for those because they know people want it. But I miss it. There used to be a time where they never used flat sawn. It was always 1/4 sawn because it looked better. Right? You didn't have big pronounced grain peaks. They call that cathedrals. I don't know. I don't like it. I like in my day, we 1/4 sawn everything, and then we liked it. They say it's stronger, which, I'm not sure about that, but I believe them. You can see the 1/4 sawn mark right there. It's definitely 1/4 sawn. It's nice. It's like, it just harkens back to it's a cleaner look to the back, and, in theory, a stronger cut than the flat sawn. But, again, whether that makes a difference on the tension of a guitar, I don't really know. It seems like a pretty light application. It has the detuner. I was messing with it before I came on here. I cannot get it to work right. I'm like so 50-50 with the detuners. The first EVH we had, the purple one, the detuner worked great. This one, it didn't work, and I wound up, I had to like really retune. It needs a stop in there. It's a bit of a little bit of a floater. On the bridge is floating slightly. So when you take it out and it notches a little bit, it sends the whole thing out of tune a little bit. And, there is a way to calibrate it, but I just didn't have time to do it before I got on here. I can tell you the neck is a very comfortable neck. Really like this neck. It reminds me of the other EVH. It reminds me of my Charvels. It reminds me of like the modern sort of shred C-cut. This is a modern C-cut that's used by a lot of brands. I think even my Volas have a cut very similar to this, right? It's not too big, not too small. I would say even Fender's C might be just a touch larger than this, even though it's a regular cut and not a vintage cut. Their vintage cut is definitely larger, but this feels maybe even just a little bit smaller. It's very nice, and of course the edge, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, maybe in this cam, the edges of the fretboard are rolled quite nicely. That's pretty stock now, rolling of fretboard edges, except for like the lowest, models. And you could do it yourself by just running a little sandpaper sponge down there to take off the edge. But everyone seems to do it now. You don't really see too many guitars without a rolled edge any longer. But it feels good. It definitely makes it feel better in the hand. Fret work was all great. Nothing. We are not in fret sprout season now. It's like if I was reviewing this guitar in January or February or March, when the air is bone dry around here, or even December. But even December, we're still getting ready humidity. Really January, February, March. Then you're really, because now it's been going for a while and things have had time to dry out. And you really, then you'll know whether or not it has fret sprout. But now, nothing. We can't get rid of the humidity. It's still moist out there, really moist. And we're about 10 to 15 degrees above normal too. So it's a warm heat. It's a moist heat. Of course, the kill switch. The whole thing about using that is you slow down, right? Straight out of the Ace Frehley school. Of course, he he didn't have a kill switch. He set the rhythm pickups to off, right? Turn the volume all the way down and use the toggle. But there's a master volume, master tone, so there's no way to do it, right? You need to have 2 volumes at the very least to be able to pull it off. I think that's about it. Did I mention the poplar body? It's poplar body. I'm sorry, not poplar. Basswood. What am I saying? Poplar. Poplar. Jesus. It's basswood. It's a basswood body. Basswood, like Ibanez. And obviously this top is, I think, a veneer. And it's natural, though. If you look at other models, this is not, it's a natural piece of wood. If you look at other ones, the pattern is very different. So it just depends on the one you get, what it's going to look like for a pattern. And these are available, about a 50-50 split between gloss and satin. This is obviously a satin. I think they do a blue one in a satin with a poplar brill top. They do a bunch in gloss. I want to say 3 colors in gloss. A yellow, like an ice blue, right? A blue ice, I think they call it. And I want to say stealth, which might actually be, now that I think about it, stealth is probably satin. They also make this in a quilt top, purple quilt top satin, used by some of the greatest guitar players in the world, as recent events have shown us. And they also make just a couple of models with a maple fretboard. Again, all in the 5150 series. Everything is the same except for the, whether or not it's ebony or maple for the fretboard, and whether you have a satin or a gloss finish for the, for the body. But, in terms of like the trem and the pickups and everything else is the same. Everything is in the same location. The cut, everything else is identical. It's just a matter of, what do you want for options? It's a good looking guitar. I'm just saying, looking at it in the cameras here, it's looking damn good. I want to say they do a maple fretboard one in like a pink, right? To try and, I think they're going right after the RG 550 market. And I want to say a slime green, maybe directly going against Charvel, right? With that sort of slime green look. With the yellow, with the maple fretboard. So there's a lot of options. I will leave links in the description so you can check out all the different options for the 5150. Again, it's a basswood body. I think I was saying poplar. Poplar? Get out of here. It's basswood, bro. Basswood. And I think I covered just about everything. It's got the spoke, the truss rod adjustment at the base. And I don't know if I mentioned it's an R3 nut. It's a compound radius. I want to say it's 12 through 16 or 14 through 16, something like that. Again, look up the specs. They'll give you all the specs and the pricing on it. And this came through as a blem, but I couldn't find the blem on it anywhere. I don't know what the blem was, but it was a blem. Sometimes I wonder if they just do that because they have like an open box, and just to cover their ass, they say, "Oh, it's a blem," but there really isn't one. Just they don't want to go over the guitar like with a fine-tooth comb. Like, yeah, blem, scratch and dent. I come up with something. I almost can see in this cam here a tiny bit of figuring. Not really. It doesn't come specced with a flame maple or anything, but it looks good. It looks real good. Pickups sound great. I've always liked EVH. I just think they make some of the best sounding, humbuckers out there. That's the neck. Dare to dream, right? We like to do a clean tone. I feel like I'm slightly out. Let me just double check the tuning on this, because that's the bridge. And both. And the neck. I had this other clean patch that I've been playing recently that I kind of liked. It uses the Super Cab, which is just sort of like their version of a custom cab that I can mix a bunch of different speakers. But I thought it just sounded good. And it's pretty simple. The amp is just their AC 30 clone. Here's both pickups. And then the neck. Yeah. You know, I found that patch the other day and I was like, oh, this is nice. Pretty simple lines weaving. Of course, the Behave lead. Yeah. I tell you, EVH pickups always sound really good. Dual heavy rig? Damn straight. Gotta hit it right. Yeah, these pickups always impress. I haven't met an EVH Wolfgang pickup that I haven't liked, you know. We'll go back to hold on. We are brand new guitar, brand new strings, and I'm running out of room on my. I've like stretched these out enough that I'm out of room. They go sharp. There we go. That should be a little better. Oh yeah. Now we can try it again. No, they're tight. Wouldn't be the first time I was tuning up a guitar and forgot to lock the tuners. Forgot to lock the nut. Oh yeah. The EVH 5150 basswood body, maple neck, ebony fretboard, poplar burl top, and a set of killer sounding EVH pickups, Floyd Rose 1000, D Tuna, if you can get it to work. I'm always 50-50. You know what they say, you tune it up when it's out and you're tuned to drop D, and then it's just a matter of getting the grub screw set to the right position for when you're going back to E standard instead of drop D. So someone will have to do that at some point, but it's not going to be me. These do not come with a bag or a case. These are guitar only, so there's no bag or case to show you. But all the specs and everything it comes with will be in the link in the description. And there you have it. The EVH 5150 in a satin poplar burl is the guitar of the week. Right there. Beautiful looking guitar. There you are. Right there. There it is. Yeah. All right, dudes. As always, links in the description. Thanks so much for hanging out, and rock on.